can I just say, this was hands down the best episode of Dragon Ball Super since the end of the preliminaries. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, watching this episode from top to bottom, pretty much every part of it was just absolutely fucking either hype, cool shit in general, and then some lols at the very end. I couldn't believe that they threw that in. So let's talk about the majority of the episode, because majority of the episode was the training with Piccolo and Gohan, and this episode demonstrated, I mean, they played it back to the nostalgia and everything. There's just so much to talk about, but this episode demonstrated very, very well why Piccolo is definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, truly Gohan's teacher in every shape or form, because in this episode when he was teaching him and they were, just having a fight, he kept on, almost like a drill sergeant, he kept on talking shit, saying, this is all you got? Yo, this is why you got absorbed by Buu. This, like, that is why Piccolo, and it was said back in the day as well, like, your father's weak on you, your father ain't gonna go, like, Piccolo don't give a shit. And I was like, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Again, one of the major reasons why this episode kicked so much ass, especially in comparison to, in comparison to last week's episode. Last week's episode was a fucking dud. We know that. That episode, but this week's episode, Piccolo and Gohan training, was hands down one of the best things that this, series has done in a while. Just seeing some natural training, some really cool shit. Piccolo getting the Senzu Bean, seeing the little flashback with Goku, that was some good stuff as well. And I mean, just as a whole, like, playing back to, because one of the things that makes this work so well is the fact, of course, and it's what makes Dragon Ball Super as a spin-off and a sequel and continuation and whatnot, makes it work so well, is because we have years upon years of material and content and context, for that matter, leading up into the stuff that we're getting right now. So, like, when you see the dinosaur with the tail cut off, if you think back, that was what happened when Gohan was little and he was being trained as well, when the dinosaur was chasing him. Like, that was just such a brilliant little callback, and I absolutely loved it. But then Gohan and Piccolo, when he cut off his arm, I was like, Piccolo is teaching him all of his flaws. When he kept referencing back, this is why you got absorbed by Majin Buu. This is, I was like, yes. I mean, Gohan, you gotta think for a second. He is rusty, but also there's always been a little bit of Gohan in there that wasn't completely, like, let's be honest, he never really was truly gung-ho about 110% being a fighter. So when he's thinking about Piccolo's arm, that's not even necessarily just the rusty part of him. That's just Gohan caring about Piccolo. I mean, granted, the motherfucker can regenerate, so why are you really concerned? But that was also part of Gohan as a whole. That's not just the rustiness. But I was like, because we didn't get the mandatory Super Saiyan Blue transformation in this episode. We didn't really get Goku in this episode. So I was like, what they're gonna do? So instead of that, we got Mystic or Ultimate Gohan's transformation, and I loved it. It's like, Gohan seemingly is back and possibly better than ever, thanks to Piccolo. Can we get a little round of applause for Piccolo, please? Piccolo, hey! Love that bit. But there was also stuff, aside from that happened in the episode. I think one of the points where I was kind of like, was the point where we had Trunks and Goten training, or not training, what the fuck am I saying? Yeah, I guess that is a training, right? When they were changing the diaper for Bra, and it was like, oh, it's on backwards. I was like, didn't really need that. I don't think any Dragon Ball fan was really excited to see if Trunks can learn how to change a diaper. I don't think that was at the top of the docket for Dragon Ball fans right now, so didn't really need that scene. But we also got a couple other cool things. Seeing 18 and Krillin, that they're progressing yet again with the training, and 18 is taking it legit. You can tell though, because 18, she's all about her money. I mean, Mr. Satan was hunted down for a long ass time for that money that he was supposed to cough up. She is going to be very, very pissed if she doesn't get money, which she's not, unless Mr. Satan coughs up some more money. There's no money at the end of it. But maybe if they win and she can get the super wish, she can wish for a ton of money. There's a possibility there that might satisfy her. But the fact that she is so determined right now, where Krillin is kind of like sweating bullets, that goes to show that she got her eyes on the Zennies, bro. But one of the most interesting bits of this episode, I was really excited to talk about it, and I saw an image leak earlier today, and I was going to make a video about it, but I didn't have time. But let's talk about it now. Kaba, I think, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was on planet Saddle or Salad or whatever the heck you want to call it. He went to the Saiyan home planet, if I'm not mistaken, because he saw his squad leader. I think it was Renzo or Rezzo, something along the lines of that. He wasn't really much. And, you know, for him being the squad leader, I was kind of like expecting, oh shit, we're about to see some greatness right here. But it didn't really look like dude was all that much. I mean, granted, he did say his legs were injured and they were no good no more. But I was kind of like, you know, because we don't really get that many Saiyans. And when we do get them, we're excited as hell. Like, you know, Kaba was a big deal and we was like, yeah, you know, so seeing the actual squad leader for Kaba, I was like, I had higher expectations. So he was kind of like a little bit, and again, I'm assuming that, you know, that is a Saiyan, obviously. So one of the newer Saiyans, which I doubt people will ever really reference or mention this guy after that, even though it's kind of a big deal because people lose their shit over Saiyans. I don't really see people mentioning this guy all that much afterwards. But the big thing that happened, well, two big things, I guess, is obviously he showcased his Super Saiyan transformation to the squad leader, which I'm assuming that Kaba has already surpassed what this guy is. If they didn't even know what Super Saiyan was and Kaba can do it now, he's probably far stronger than him, so there's that. But him leading the breadcrumbs, which we got an interesting story right here as well, aside from just this episode, but leading the breadcrumbs to the first new female Saiyan in a long time. Let's quickly talk about that. Real quickly, the story that I had to tell you guys. About a month ago, I think it was March 31st, there was a tweet by a Japanese user, and I was going to make a video about it. Actually, I'm lying. I made a video about it, but I was investigating it, and a lot of people were saying it was just an April Fool's joke. So I was like, fuck, because it sounds so cool. But there was something interesting about it. Apparently, he had said her name, this female Saiyan, was Cauliflower. So in this episode, her name was Cauliflower. I was like, how do people, like, this must be somebody that's on the production team that leaked it out or something. That's freaking crazy. I really wish I would have made a video, although it said that she was supposed to be Kaba's sister, and in this one we find out that it's actually the squad leader's sister. We got a very small glance at her, and based on, because we don't really know if she is supposed to be the femme Broly, but based on the design we got in this episode, she doesn't really look like the femme Broly that we see in the trailer with the long hair. I mean, she does look barbaric in this episode. She's like eating meat, and I like that design more, to be honest with you. She just looks like a straight up savage. But maybe going to the Tournament of Power, the fact that Zeno's gonna be there, she cleans up very nicely and gets all girly looking. I like this design way more. It looks savage. It looks like the roots of Saiyans and what they used to be, and, you know, where they were to, I guess, if you think about it, the modern look would be where they're at now. So there's that. But I personally like that design way more than the design that we're ultimately going to get. That's to say that that's actually the same female Saiyan, because there's a possibility that there's multiple female Saiyans, because Champa did say, I want more Saiyans. He didn't say, I want a Saiyan more. I want more Saiyans. So there's a possibility we're going to get a couple of different ones, but I'm imagining that's the same one, Cauliflower. I'm really, really excited to see more of her, because she looks fucking barbaric, and it looks sick as hell, and we got more Saiyans, and this episode was just so much win. Score-wise, 8.5 to a 9. I'm probably going to stick with the 9. The best episode we've had since the preliminaries. Better than the Android 17 episodes, all of that shit, because it focused in on a primal concern, story-wise, as well as for the fandom, regarding Gohan and getting to where he needs to be. Now, if Gohan gets shitted on afterwards, yeah, he needs at least a couple of good matches. He don't gotta win. He don't gotta be the big savior. We know that that's never happening again. This isn't anymore the coming of age of Gohan taking over the mantle of his father, so to speak. That's not happening anymore. But at the very least, give him a couple good matches. Make him look good. Show everything that happened in this episode was worth something. Everything Piccolo was teaching him in this episode wasn't for nothing. That's all I think the Gohan fandom is asking for. And the finale. Oh, the end of the episode. When I thought the episode was done, I was like, oh, yo, this is fucking amazing. But then you add some amazing comedy gold. At this point, I don't know whether I should laugh or just feel bad. Yamcha, standing there practicing his acceptance speech to get into the Tournament of Power. Nobody wants you. They'd rather get Master Roshi, which you're stronger than Roshi. They'd rather get... This is sad and pathetic, but it's also funny. The only thing Yamcha will ever have under his belt, and this is arguable, by the way, but the only thing Yamcha can always say that he has even over Vegeta is He hit it first. I hit it. Okay. But I'm really curious what you guys thought about this episode. Was this the best one since the preliminaries have ended? What do you think about the training with Gohan and Piccolo? What do you think about seeing Ultimate Gohan's resurgence and just the epicness of that training? Also, what do you think about Cauliflower, the new female Saiyan, and your overall thoughts of this episode? Again, 9 out of 10, best episode since the preliminaries, and I'm really, really excited. Tournament of Power, please come already. It's gonna be so hype. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.